Oh my god. Already going for some proxy shenanigans up here in the top right. The French shit poster. This is MarineLorD. Down here to the bottom left, it is Clem. I'm just laughing at, obviously we got 2 minute delay today of chat. We've got chat basically reacting to me reading French. Apparently, let me read these comments. You were spot on. That is perfect French. Fluent. When did you learn to speak French, pig? Wow, I didn't realize that you could speak multiple languages. Wow, you're so talented. You're not only good at StarCraft commentary, but also linguistically well-read, well-traveled, and a man of culture. Wow, thank you so much, guys. It's so rare to have you guys be so positive and nice. Thank you so much. I'll make sure any other French language I do read in the game, I'll make sure to read that out to you in proper French inflection and accent, just to continue getting that same positive reaction now that you guys have rewarded me. So, all right, so this looks like just a proxy Reaper, but it's not. It's a proxy One-Rax Marauder. Oh, wait, is he going to build a factory here? Oh. Ooh. And Clem's not scouting. Clem doesn't scout very often in this matchup. A lot of the time, he likes to not scout. Factory, 143. It's a Reaper Hellion opening. And he might wait till 2 Reaper Hellion. Sometimes he chills at home with his 2 Reaper Hellion. I would imagine Clem would want to do something like a tank drop on this map. Really good to get a tank there, get rid of their add-ons. It's a great way to put pressure on a cheeky bastard like MarineLorD. Now, the problem is, MarineLorD ain't going to give you time for none of that. He's going to build the factory at home. SCV hanging out here, going concussive shells, a Marauder. This Reaper checks the most common close proxy Reaper locations. Is he going to go to the right side? He's checking down here. He's going to go up. I think he should just get a glimpse of it. Let's go to MarineLorD's camera. He's put a command center down. He's looking pretty chill. He's like, oh yeah, cool, not getting proxied, no worries. I'll just check up there just in case. And he's about to pull it back, and he sees it. He sees it. MarineLorD says, "Ree!" But Clem immediately cancels his command center, and it's only 1 barracks, guys. I think it's fine. I think it's actually totally fine. Just getting a CC cancel is like enough for MarineLorD in this scenario. Obviously, he'd like to get more. Marauders aren't the most flexible unit, but they kick this shit out of Reapers. Oh, he doesn't even raise the depot. Oh, he's got a Widow Mine, though. Okay, the Widow Mine should work out here. He's going to try and pull back those Marauders for it now. It doesn't quite get any kills there. Just an SCV for an SCV. Reapers are going to go across the map, guys, but he's already got a Hellion. So if that Hellion combines with some SCVs, it should be able to defend. We will see if it can do just that, though. Barracks is floating over. It's going to spot the high ground, allowing him to clear these depots. Luckily for Clem, he didn't invest in an add-on. If you lose an add-on and both depots, that is where it becomes an absolute nightmare. He could also scan to potentially kill some of that stuff, guys. That Hellion... Oh, shit. MarineLorD's slow to react. He's oh, shit. Pull more SCVs. No, don't mass repair it. No. Bad micro by MLord. Oh, is it, though? Is it, though? Is it, though? He's got longer range. He can win this trade. Great micro by MarineLorD, guys. I take it back. He kills both Reapers, and he's just out of range of that Widow Mine. He's got to be careful. Oh, he didn't notice it. He did not notice the Widow Mine. Well, he does take this shot. Can he kill it before it escapes? He needs one more shot. Doesn't quite get it. So that's a good little trade there for Clem in that regard. Did lose a lot of mining time on his side of the map, did MarineLorD, but of course he's got his command center building way quicker, and he can kite Marines down really well. Clem is trying to cover to get the Widow Mine on the ramp. If he can get that, then he's pretty good. Oh, he's going to get rid of the Widow Mine. And he gets rid of all the Marines and a Widow Mine, but does end up going down there. Not a bad trade, though, all things considered. I mean, that's cost for cost. Very good for him. Really disrupts and delays Mr. Clam here. Starport has a Tech Lab, 3rd command center starts. Clem realizes he's got to claw his way back in this game, but MarineLorD's income, take a look, already harvesting on that natural. This is a great way to start things off, and I told you guys that MarineLorD would probably be a bit cheesier in this series and a bit cheekier in the openings, simply because he was so safe and rather standard in that last series. So it's a good way to mix it up and play against the expectations of your opponent. Now he's also going Magfield, which tells us he's probably going to be playing Mech here. I think Mech's really good on Oxide, and Cyclones are very good for map control. So if your opponent pushes out with some Ravens, some tanks, they don't realize you've got 3 Cyclones with Magfield. You can lock onto the tanks, the Ravens, and just kill a whole bunch of shit halfway across the map, and Clem will have to quickly run home and just turtle up from there. So Concussive Marauder Rush is actually very powerful. The One-Rax version, I used to think was really bad, because I'm like, well, that's not even going to do that much. It's just One-Rax Marauder. Like, you can just pull SCVs and fight it with SCVs, Reapers. And the thing is, Clem didn't know. But if he knew that, he could have pulled 5 SCVs, 2 Reapers, Hellion, and just defended the high ground here. And you can buy time to get a bunker up because they need to float the barracks over before they can abuse the high ground. But because I think he reacted as if it was a more committed 2-Rax one, cancelled his command center and all the rest. It was a little bit safer, but you could argue that's why he's now 7 SCVs behind. And I mean, his 3rd command center finished a little quicker, but it's not too far behind for MarineLorD. A hefty SCV advantage, both going tanks and Ravens now. And those 3 Cyclones are interestingly just hanging at home. I think he's going to go out, surely. Yeah. 3 Cyclones, a Hellion, and a Raven. He would love to catch these units in the middle of the map. Cyclones with Magfield are absolute predators on the open savanna of TVT. So he's going to try to run forward here. Seeing if he can get that Cyclone. Does get a double lock. And auto turret versus auto turret. Oh, takes a bit of damage there. That's acceptable. Bullies Clem back into his base. I would just go home and repair if I was MarineLorD here. That Marine does come back and see him leave, though. Clem's going to try and just inch his tanks forward little by little and see if he can secure the 3rd command center. It's dangerous because Magfield Cyclones can run in and snipe that. If you get 3-4 Cyclones, they can lock on and kill it real quick, and you've got nothing to repair it down there. So that's why you can see Clem's kind of inching the tanks forward, making sure they're not exposed, making sure he can try to get over closer to that. MarineLorD is, of course, going to go down there. Now, MarineLorD is not... Wait, he's going bio. Oh! So he gives off the illusion of mech and then goes bio. Now, Clem has not really taken the bait by building extra tech lab barracks or Marauders just yet. But double engineering bay into extra barracks. So he's actually going to swap over now. It's going to be a very late stim for MarineLorD. But that matches MarineLorD's style. Remember that MarineLorD's style is of bio. The Marines usually are just supporting units for him turtling. Now, because we're not really at the point where there's lots of Marines, he's going to look for a forward push. You see Clem scanning, knows about the 3rd base. He sees the barracks on the tech lab. That tells him, potentially, that this is bio, but he didn't actually see an upgrade, so he's not sure just yet. And he's building Marauders, which tells us he thinks it's mech. Oh, here we go. Interference Matrix. He does lose 1 Raven, but it looks like just a better army for MarineLorD right now. 1 more auto turret could go down. It's a little slow to do so. The auto turrets come forward for Clem, but that's a lot of his energy gone. MarineLorD actually has the energy advantage. If MarineLorD can push the cliff right now, get rid of some of these add-ons, that would be amazing. That being said, it's risky to push that far forward. Clem picks up his Marines and goes across the map. That's very dangerous. Obviously, he's so fast, though. I mean, the Vikings need to go forward to clean that up. That's the only way he can do it. Siege the tank, MarineLorD. Oh, he didn't F2. Oh my god, where was the A move? MarineLorD saw this coming. He could have shot down one of those Vikings. As it is now, his SCVs are out in the open. Cyclones, Vikings, Ravens coming back. Uh-oh, good damage by Clem. Great decisiveness. And the SCVs are going to lose about 10, 11 of those. Cyclones, he does not want to lose this unit. And the Marines do get out of there. 10 SCVs sniped, evens out the worker count, has his own 3rd landed. Great move to pull the pressure off his back. Clem there, back into this game after that, I would argue. That he's looking okay. He's up on 5 barracks now, and he's building an extra barracks. Oh, that's a 5th barracks. Sorry, he's only on 4 barracks, so his production count's a bit awkward. 4th and 5th reactor finishing now for MarineLorD. Upgrades, of course, are almost identical. 1-1 finishing for both players. The difference is Combat Shields is about to kick in for Clem, while Stim is not even finished for MarineLorD. So MarineLorD's Marines are not really very good right now. And, oh, Cyclones do find some Marines over there. That's very good for him. The Cyclones get a few lock-ons on the Marines. As long as his tanks are sieged, he should be impervious. He's also got the Viking advantage, does MarineLorD. So I would still say MarineLorD's position's pretty good, even though he's down a little bit in supply right now. Does get a lock-on onto the tank, but loses his Cyclone a bit too quickly. Meanwhile, double drop on the right side. So he's going to try and drop a tank and some bio in the main. There is a depot spotting it, but will he actually be able to respond in time? Remember, Stim only now kicked in. Where is Shields starting? 2-2 upgrades starting a bit quicker for MarineLorD, but Clem, a guy who loves to delay his upgrades, just now starting his armor in his 4th CC, but he's looking for the damage. Boosts down the right side. As soon as he realizes he's spotted by that depot, MarineLorD has not responded. MarineLorD didn't notice it. Oh no, MarineLorD very slow to respond here, and that tank is going to make it really hard to engage into this. Yeah, MarineLorD needed to pull that tank a little further back. The Marines are going to go. Oh, nice auto turret plus tank siege. Interference Matrix is there, though, from Clem to try and open up this ramp, but MarineLorD, all things considered, an excellent hold for him. Pre-combat shields, surprise drop, reacts to it slowly, but he scrambles well and defends this side, doesn't throw away his Ravens or his Vikings, keeps both tanks alive. Excellent, excellent play by MarineLorD. I'm incredibly impressed. I love this random turret on the right side from MarineLorD. That's one of my favorite things to do, just to say, yeah, if you're going to send drops down here, it's going to run through a missile turret, or you're going to have to at least clear that up. Now, 4th command center built on location, though. Clem, when he feels he's got momentum or control of the map, he does like to be a little bit greedy and get ahead that way. That bio, very bruised for Clem right now. I think MarineLorD could maybe thrust through the middle of the map. You can see that Clem's kind of trying to frantically reorganize his units. Oh, tanks the siege and get out of there, MarineLorD. Oh, no. As long as he sieges, I think he's okay. Loses a tank, though. Does get 1 volley off. Kills only a single Marauder, though. He was apart from the pack, so no splash damage. Kind of decent tank line here for Clem. He's got to pull those tanks a bit more towards the center if possible. MarineLorD has you know, an idea that this army is smaller than it actually is right now. Okay, guys. 2-2 starting up for Clem. 2-2's already done for MarineLorD, and MarineLorD's up about 20 Marines. So MarineLorD actually just has a better army right now, especially in terms of raw A-move power. Like, his Marines kick the shit out of Clem's army. That being said, Clem is up 3 siege tanks, but Clem also doesn't have any Vikings. He's trying to build some now to catch up in that count. 3-3 starting, as well as +2 vehicle weapons. I mean, MarineLorD is just way more consistent with his upgrades. And I really like the way Clem cuts upgrades in TVP to hit fiercer attack timings, but I don't necessarily like it so much in this matchup. Let's see what he can find, though. Tank's a little slow to respond there, and Clem does not take the forward siege. I think if he took the siege angle, it might have been possible. There's enough medevacs there. 4 medevacs can heal this bio up. This is not a pure Viking tank force where you force a stim and MarineLorD can't recover. MarineLorD's Marines, they just get healed back up. Pretty clean. His sensor towers see everything. I think this is a really even game right now with just a big tank advantage and more of a focus on that for Clem. And of course, even though he's got double factory, a bit of a supply block for MarineLorD, he's a bit lower on the tanks. He's going to try and send a drop across. That's a... Oh, shit. No. This is really bad. Oh, he barely gets past with that. He barely gets past. But wait. MarineLorD doesn't have any tank siege. Oh, no. Oh, he gets caught out. Okay, Clem's going to actually do so much damage here. Is he, though? Because there's a planetary on that base. The Marines actually can't really engage that. The Marines of MarineLorD actually go forward. Nice interference matrices, and he can use his lib. Oh, and he's so patient with the lib as well. This is actually really well done by MarineLorD. His tank count is shit right now, and he's only building 1 tank right now. He really needs to queue more up. He's finally got that rally point at the front of the base. Marines are responding, but right now Clem is wide open. Clem has been such a greedy boy. Oh, Clem just great tank ambush, baits those Marines in. On the left side, I think the tanks are doing really well, but MarineLorD gets a big triple drop in. Problem is, those tanks are being able to siege. There's so much going on right now. Clem's multitasking is really taking charge, but he gets a command center, and now he's going to kill the E-base, which means 3-3 can't even start. The upgrade advantage will continue for MarineLorD. That Liberator could be the game changer here. That Liberator, if it can get on these tanks, that could change everything. The Vikings take out the medevacs as well. Still up on 4 bases is Mr. MarineLorD. Now the tank has inched closer. MarineLorD, if he can save these Marines, that would be fantastic. And he does save 12 of them. So only loses 12 Marines for an amazing trade in the main. And he's just going to hover on the edge for the moment. Vikings are building right now. So if Clem sends those Vikings over, he can clean that up. Okay, right now SCV count is up about 10 for MarineLorD. MarineLorD is so just clever. He's such a good player. Now he's going to try and boost out. And the tanks are up there. The Marines are not. Oh, Jesus. MarineLorD pulls back. Actually, just because he boosted too early. Okay, the Vikings will clean that drop up. So some nice Marine kills. That's going to give the supply lead to Clem, does it? Maybe not. It's like, kill a Marine! Kill an SCV, I mean. He gets an SCV! Woo! We still got a supply advantage. No command centers extra for anyone. Notice Clem has got the 1, 2, 3, 4. Clem has a 5th command center. MarineLorD also has a 5th command center. So they're equal on command centers still. Keep in mind, upgrades. Still a 3-3 versus 2-2 upgrade advantage. Rebuilding 2nd armory and the 2 E-bays now is Clem. But Clem is just so behind in that Marine count. I mean, it's kind of tempting to just try and batter Clem with just Marine drops right now, especially since he still doesn't have many missile turrets or anything like that. But because he's got his tanks spread across his bases, he's got such a hefty tank count, and he's now got almost equal Vikings, it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. You've got a Liberator, though, here as MarineLorD. He's also going Ravens, which is, of course, technically the best late-game unit in Marine Tank Wars. But there's actually Thors on the way for Clem, which are going to counteract the Liberator and Viking advantage. So Clem is basically saying, let's just hang on. Just hang on and don't let you steal air control off me. Don't let you push in with liberators and stuff. He says, I have a giant tank count. As long as I protect the tank count by maintaining control of the skies, I'll be okay. So he's got a 2 Viking lead and 2 Thor. Starts his 3-3 upgrades, and we expect double upgrades in a little bit. But Ravens are still the better unit. And then remember, they can interference matrix tanks and Thors both for massive efficiency. It's just, that's a slow burn sort of ability that happens over time. Oh, great positioning for Clem. MarineLorD's being caught out. He's being caught out. That tank on the right gets a couple of big volleys off on these Marines, but caught out of position here is Clem. Just lost track of where, MarineLorD, sorry, lost track of where Clem's army was, and oh, that's just going to be a killing blow. That's going to do too much damage. Oh no, yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful win for Clem. He gets rid of a command center and 18 SCVs. A lot of SCVs still hidden down there. Interference matrix and stim coming forward. It's still 3-3 versus 2-2, and actually the tanks are all unsieged. Oh my god, a blunder from Clem. Dude, I thought he had a game-winning position. It's because, oh, he's dropping the main. That's where he's... I was like, where the fuck did his Marines go? They actually picked up and dropped in the main. Ah, he's going to get another command center. Oh, 2 command centers with this attack. Dude, this is huge. He's going to get rid of the building armor upgrade. He's slowly trying to close out the upgrade disadvantage behind this. Now, he's going to get rid of some of these units. The Vikings and the Ravens, they want to stop this picking up and getting out of there. But notice the way Clem is trying to zone those units by focus firing them. Really well done. So he actually secures his escape. MarineLorD needed to come around from the arse side of that to ensure that he was able to do it. And now look at that. He finds the command centers as well. Get some of the Ravens. Auto turrets are doing their bloody best. The command centers do survive. Great micro by MarineLorD, guys. I'm very impressed by MarineLorD keeping those command centers alive. And he only lost about 20 SCVs in that whole ordeal. About 20 SCVs were down here. If his Marines just finished off those SCVs, that would have definitely hurt MarineLorD's future income. As it is, MarineLorD is still mining, and he's still going to be able to make a very efficient army. It's going to be Viking advantage into range libs for Clem. Now, I've always said this is the army I prefer. I think it's easier to leverage than Ravens. Ravens really are very fragile and can look terrible if you don't use them just right. But we'll see what happens. Air fight! Ravens are trying to just tank here. I actually think Viking advantages for MarineLorD there. They've both got the same, just +1 armor on those flying units. 1-2's started for MarineLorD. This tank turret sensor tower line is definitely making it hard for Clem to push through these areas, but he is starting to open up space for himself. Looking at the tank count, still down in tanks is MarineLorD. MarineLorD up a little in Marines. He's obviously the only player with Ravens right now, but they're both fighting over the Viking count. And Clem, of course, just a little bit more established. Checking the command centers, we've got 2 command centers just finished, plus a planetary, 1, 2, 3, plus 2 orbitals. 5 command centers in total for MarineLorD. Clem is on 1, 2, 3 planetaries plus a command center, 1, 2, 3, and 3 orbitals, 6. So there's a 1 command center advantage for Clem right now, and that's also an orbital, which is very important. We definitely want to see more orbitals made for MarineLorD, as orbitals are what give you the vision on the map. They make positioning a lot easier. They also allow you to have that mule drop income, which is, of course, giving a massive income advantage to Clem right now. I believe this is still a round of 8 match, so I don't think we're in the best-of-5 stage yet, in case anyone was wondering. Pretty sure this is a best-of-3. I'll double-check in between games. Oh, shit. Oh my god, the auto turrets do help out MarineLorD at the start of the air battle, but the tank's got the siege up for Clem. MarineLorD does get his own tank there, though. Shuts down those Marines. You can see Clem was trying to stim some Marines behind the mineral line to hit some SCVs. Just a couple of them to be annoying. But Clem's controlling the space really well, and oh, I love it. I love it. Those 2 tanks, I actually think MarineLorD probably could have stimmed on that, because he's got such a big Marine count. Clem's bullying him with the inferior army right now. MarineLorD's army is just way better in terms of raw A-move fighting power. If he has a lot of his tanks on siege and you can close the distance, Clem will get fudged on. The problem is, notice MarineLorD doesn't have the same scanning potential. Clem is constantly keeping track of his army with scan, distracts him with a liberator, and he's going to look for an engage on the left. MarineLorD could stim and A-move that army, but it's too late. It's too late. Run, MarineLorD, run! Oh, terrible engage from MarineLorD. He actually, wait, mass interference matrix. He actually landed the interference. I was like, why isn't he stimming his Marines? It's because he was landing interference matrices. He actually takes a pretty decent engage here. Oh, I don't think he should have lifted off with the Vikings. I think he could have won the air war if he stayed landed, could have Clem. But Clem loses that fight in terms of some regards. He has more money to work with though. His Liberator does some damage at the same time. He actually built a turret maybe to... Oh, he used a Viking, I guess, to kill the Liberator. Marines on the left getting a few more SCVs. I mean, Clem has more stuff. Right now, I don't know if he's actually using his tools better. He's being less efficient. So MarineLorD is using the tools better than Clem right now, but Clem has more tools. So I don't know. I don't know what this has to say about the tool memes going around in chat, guys. I actually think that it might be MarineLorD. In terms of cost effectiveness, he's using the tools better. He just has less tools. Oh, big fight. Earliest siege for MarineLorD. That's going to turn that in a big way. But there's plenty of Marines there. Does overextend a little bit, does MarineLorD. He's got to be careful with his Vikings and medevacs. Nice volley and pullback from Clem. Avoids the ire of those Marines. Vikings landing in front of tanks. A bit of a mistake button press there, I believe, from Mr. Clem. Now, 3-2 air upgrades are on the way for MarineLorD, but this is not the slow late game that we're used to seeing him excel in. So are those upgrades going to help? Well, no, because your opponent has the Viking advantages. You're just building Ravens. So I think MarineLorD's, you know, his obsession with upgrades and Clem's obsession with tactics, it works well if the game's been static enough that there is a giant economy and there's more static defense everywhere and kind of things are closed down for Clem. But Clem has made this game chaotic enough and movement focused enough that you can see that, yeah, his upgrades are almost always worse. They're actually... Oh, he's actually ahead in air upgrades. He's got 2-2. Never mind, just because he's not starting as +3, he's actually ahead in upgrades. But he's actually caught up in those upgrades, and more importantly, he's found a way in to do damage. He's caught MarineLorD out of position so many times. Despite that, MarineLorD keeps fighting back, but oh, dude. Forcing the tanks to unsiege, this expert Viking Liberator usage, and this is what I always tell people, this should be a late game. If you guys want to use Ravens, and you love Ravens, go for it. But they are really hard to use. This sort of Viking Lib tank push, where if the Marines stem forwards, the tanks shell them. If the tanks try to defend the ground, the Liberators force them to unsiege, and then you shift your tanks forward a few at a time. And this is just so expertly done. Now, of course, he's just going to go for a big old stim. Oh, mass interference matrix flank. Gets rid of the Libs, but there's so many Vikings and Marines. Clem just has more tools. Beautiful engagements, excellent usage of the tools. MarineLorD just has less stuff. Clem chrono boosting his economy too well and just has more tools. Anyways, long story short, guys, in the top right hand side of the map in the blue, this is Liquid Clem. And in the bottom left hand side, representing TCAP, it's MarineLorD. So, it's a very serious team. The Coca Authentique Pepite, right? It's Coca's esports club. Legendary observer turned French commentator and baguette wielder. Now it looks like Clem's actually doing a fast expand, guys. This is a barracks gas. So this is just a normal fast expand build in TVT. It's a very dangerous expand sometimes. Now, quick factory on the way. MarineLorD is the one who's not scouted this time around, so Clem feeling good being up a game. Going to take a risk on the smallest rush distance in the pool. Now, you'd expect normally to go Reaper, Marine. So Reaper plus non-stop Marine production until you have a Reaper, 3 Marines, and an early bunker. Especially because he hasn't scouted. You definitely do that as Clem in this scenario. And he's going to maybe even build a Hellion, or just go straight Cyclone out of the factory. We'll find out, of course. Now, if he doesn't build those 3 Marines, goes, say for a reactor, that is incredibly greedy. Now, notice he builds the bunker straight away. Delays his second gas for it. So, it's a little greedy if you get the gas, then the bunker. You can often get away with it, but just taking precautions, because on such a small map, he knows if he goes 2 Reaper, they come straight across the map. A Reaper and a Marine does lose that trade. So, I need to be able to get a Marine in the bunker, and then sit the Reaper and the Marine on the high ground. So he's got to be able to get the bunker up so he can sit on that cliff and defend up there. Now, will MarineLorD go straight for the ledge or go into the natural? Let's see. Oh, Clem. Only one Marine in the bunker. Everything else on the high ground gets a Marine snipe. This Reaper runs in, is like, oh, god damn. Reactor behind this, straight into a Cyclone. So he's going to get his tech units up. MarineLorD will lift the factory, build another tech lab, swap the starport, and start Raven production, is what you do off this opening. And yeah, he's going to get that third gas up nice and early on the natural as well. Of course, Clem's doing the same thing after such a good start. There should be a lead on the tech units, though, for MarineLorD. But how much? His starport is actually a little bit later, funnily enough, than Clem's. So they might end up pretty similar because you delay your starport to get the command center out. That actually might be the case. And he's actually going to build a second Cyclone this game as MarineLorD and just build the tech lab on the starport and wait for that. Interesting. Now he might jump to the high ground, use the Reaper to spot, see if he can get a lock on here. Reaper does a little bit of jumpy jump, kills the Marine, backs off. It's Clem. Clem aggro-lord just chases him down, actually kills the Reaper, only takes a single hit. If I were him, I'd want to repair the Reaper just because I'm worried about you getting in a Cyclone battle and being like one tick easier to kill, but I actually don't think 4 hit points makes a difference in that regard. Now, third command center already on the high ground, guys. 3 extra SCVs. Thank you, Jackson, for the 100 biddy cheer. Thank you so much for the love, guys. Appreciate that. And apparently, guys, we have an update. Yeah, Cyril did not actually tweet it. I mean, I was memeing because obviously I knew if Cyril did tweet it, it was a joke anyway, and I was pretty sure he didn't actually tweet it, but it's good to have clarification. Pepite is pronounced Pepite, and it means golden nugget. Really? I thought it was something to do with Pepe. Raven's on the way. So it's Coca Authentic Pepite. Lol. That's where they get the gold. So I think at this point, it's a small economic advantage for MarineLorD in terms of SCVs, but it's the command center being a solid minute ahead. Maybe 55 seconds ahead. That's a big advantage. So the SCV advantage is going to get bigger as the game goes on. Raven advantage is not really existent. Second Raven pops out maybe 10 seconds ahead. It's very small. That being said, it could make the difference between one extra auto turret, you know. They're both going to swap around. Notice the barracks cancels Marine, swaps to the barracks. So it's going to be bio for MarineLorD again. Not a big fan of playing Stim. Likes that mobility of the Marines to support his tank lines. Alright, moving through the middle of the map. Okay, so MarineLorD's going to try and get something done. This has been a very passive game so far. Of course, not being able to find any... Oh, he's maybe looking for a siege ambush. Oh, he lures Clem out into the open. If he can get any hits on that... Yeah, he wins the Cyclone trade. And now... Oh my god, he can just spam auto turrets. Yep, auto turrets here. Auto turrets here. Oh, there was another tank on the north. Okay, I didn't see that tank up there. I thought he could just shove through the choke, auto turret that tank to take it down, and basically just push in for the win, but... He's got a big army advantage, guys. He's up 8 Marines right now. 2 Cyclones versus none. He is down a tank. But he's looking pretty good so far. These tanks are moving over. I mean, as Clem, you need to kind of keep sacrificing Marines just to get vision. The Cyclone does have longer vision than the Marine, so it sees it, picks it off. Both players scanning each other. Now, there's no pressure to actually straight up win the game here as MarineLorD. He's only down 7 SCVs. He does have his second and third barracks on the way. It's actually Clem who's playing mech. No way! Clem's making an eBay right now. He doesn't have any armories yet, but he's on 3 factory, making tanks and Hellions. Holy shit, I didn't even realize. I don't think... Does MarineLorD realize? Wait. MarineLorD's also playing mech? They're both playing mech. Oh, holy shit. Sorry, guys. I'm so blind. He's... Oh my god, did he see the factories? Maybe just seeing the army comp and the lack of Marines. Maybe he's realized seeing the Hellions running back and forth. So I'm not sure if he cancelled Stim or not and swapped around, but they're both playing mech. I mean, you've got to realize at this point, yeah... He doesn't really see the Hellions. The Hellions are on the left side. They're going to do a little run by on the natural. 2 Hellions. They're going to take 2 volleys to actually kill an SCV. It's 28 times 2 equals 48. SCV has 45 hit points. There is a tank there. It's not the most killer run by any means. Gets 1 SCV. Make it 2. Tank's a little slow. Not good focus fire from Clem. Whoa! Big push on the right side. Interference matrix, auto turret spam on both sides. But the tank positioning is there. He gets rid of the tanks of Clem. And that means those Marines can get in the mineral line. Ooh, he does take a Widow Mine, a big one on those Marines. So the ability to capitalize not quite there. That Viking is going to pull back, but these guys are doing a good job. Those Vikings that Clem can land to clear this up. Clem, you got to land those Vikings, bro. He's going to do it now. Not before taking a fair bit of damage, and these Marines and Viking are going to pull back. You're a bit afraid is Clem. Now, Clem actually doesn't have ramp control. If two of those tanks shift forward, Clem will have to engage. He's got a good Viking flank on the right side, but dude, MarineLorD losing those units unnecessarily. And of course, MarineLorD doesn't have much support left, so he's a little worried right now. And he's just going to pull back. He doesn't want to overcommit. Maybe giving up an opportunity, but I think 9 SCVs, damaging mining time, this is the wise choice. Why? Well, number one, you throw your army away, you die to a counter. You've already done damage, save these units, get them supported again. Number one. Number two, it's Beckett. It's a tiny map. And a tiny map, you throw away too much army to do some economy damage, they can counterattack and smash you in the face. Speaking of smashing in the face, oh no, there's 2 Cyclones that just popped. They could quickly respond. F2. MarineLorD needs to F2 respond to this immediately. SCV's going down. Not the greatest control from Clem. He misses the SCV pull. But his army is moving down the left side of the map at the same moment. Now, that's a great little attempt to get forward there by Clem. And he's way out on Vikings. Oh, you gotta focus the lib. You gotta focus the lib, MarineLorD. Focus the lib and get out of there. He gets the lib, which is the most important part of that fight. His scan was a little bit slow, so he definitely takes the worst end of that trade. That tank needs to unsiege and shuffle to the left, that back tank. Oh man, dude. This is a really nasty trade here for MarineLorD, who... honestly, I think he might need to build a Thor, guys. He's actually sending Hellions forward because he doesn't have scans for spotting right now. Oh my god. He has no scans, guys. He needs scan because Clem's got that air advantage. Uh-oh. He's building Cyclones for anti-air. He's trying to catch up on the Viking count slowly. Like I said, if I were him, I'd build a Thor just as an extra long range unit. 11 anti-air range to zone out those units. As it is, 4th Command Center going down for Clem. MarineLorD's going to have to expand to the bottom right now, so he's going to be shifting his focus to that side. That tank is just going to take out a single depot and SCV. He says, hey, why not? Units in range. And a Liberator in the main! Ooh, a fantastic harassment tool. Oh, no. Cyclone Alien trying to intercept the rally. Finally, the SCVs get pulled. Vikings are being pulled back. Keep in mind, MarineLorD had a big SCV advantage this game in that last minute after his push, so he's not down too far. Cyclone Hellion does come in. He managed to lock onto one of the enemy Cyclones, but of course, more Battlemech units out for Clem, which means it's very dangerous in this sort of position. Now, he does lock on the Cyclone to the enemy Cyclone. He's going to lose those Hellions. This gives Clem map control. He's got tank control. He's got Viking advantage still, but oh, he exposes his libs there. And oh man, I feel like there's right now MarineLorD is shouting at his monitor the name of a lot of conservative political polemicist YouTube video titles. You know what I'm saying? Like a lib something gets wrecked by etc. That's what he's hoping for, but that lib right now is screwing him. Oh, Clem focus fired the Cyclones. Did you see that? The Hellbats were there for tanks. They were there meant to tank, but you could see Clem's shift-clicked his siege tanks on the enemy Cyclones, killed all of those. This ends up being such a costly trade for MarineLorD to break out, and already a thrust coming down the right side of the map. He's strong, he's firm, he's in control of this series, and MarineLorD knew there was no way to deal with those units on the right. He just got pushed into his corner. Excellent usage of air control by Clem, a player who's obsessed with tank Viking control on that map. Because it's such a short map, there's not a lot of space for Marines to kind of drop to get around the edge of the map to catch you unsieged, and that is why Viking tank control so important on that map. Bloody well played by Clem. I think MarineLorD honestly just dropped a few too many mules, and that is one of the biggest reasons why he struggled so hard with that push, is because he didn't have enough scans. Combined with MarineLorD having Viking air control to spot for his tanks, it created the disaster. He lost maybe 3 or 4 more tanks than he needed to. GG's.